The Unit 8 test review. So remember, this is the part 1. We're doing 2 units on polynomials split up by spring break. So this is for part 1. All right, let's go through the questions again. You really should take the time to try these and then check them. Make sure that you understand the concepts for each, and then let me know if you have questions. All right, let's get started. All right, so here it says to simplify the expressions below, put your answers in standard form. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, the first thing I see is that first parenthesis set, and there's no number in front of that or any sign, so we're not going to do anything with that other than just copy it down. Now, from there, I see the second parenthesis set, and what I see there is it has a minus. So really, that's like multiplying by a -1. All of these signs are going to have to flip. So instead of that being a minus 2v squared, it's going to be a plus 2v squared. Instead of being a minus v, it's going to be a plus v. And instead of that being a plus 11, it is going to be a minus 11. Okay, so now I'm going to look to combine the like terms. So I'm looking for the same variable with the same exponent. So here I have v squared. Here I also have v squared. So I add the coefficients 3 and 2, and I keep the variable and the exponent the same. So I get 5v squared. All right, next. I'm going to look for my v. So I see a positive 2v and a positive v. Remember, this is implied to have a 1. So this is like 2v plus 1v, which is 3v. And then last but not least, I see my integers. So I have -4 and -11. So I'm going to combine those and get -15. So then here is my answer. I'm going to go ahead and type that in. To do that, I'm going to click here. I'll click on my keypad, and now I'm going to type in 5. You can just use the V on your normal computer sketchpad, or sorry, on your computer. 5v squared, and then I need plus 3v, and then minus 15. Okay. Now, when I do that and I get that answer, also try to remember your vocabulary. Right? Is this in standard form? Yes. Right, we're asked to put in standard form. It goes from the highest to lowest exponent. We would call this a trinomial because it has 3 terms. All right, cool. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so now it says, what is the sum of these? So remember, sum means to add. So I'm actually going to color code this. We don't have to switch any signs. So we have this x squared. That's like a 1x squared. And then I see the 8x squared here. Remember, I'm adding everything here. So it's like 1x squared plus 8x squared. Okay, well that's the highest exponent, so I'm going to put that first for standard form. So 9x squared. All right, next I'm going to look for just my x variable. So here I see 5x, so I'm going to write plus 5x, and then I see plus 9x. So 5x plus 9x, 9 plus 5 is 14. Remember, when you add and subtract, the variable and the exponent stay the same. So just 14x here. All right, then I'm going to do my -6 for my integer with my plus 4 here. So I've got -6 plus 4. So -6 plus 4 gives me my -2. So then this is where I'm at here. All right. So I combined all the terms, and notice again, I'm going to click here, use my keypad. All right. And in addition to that, I already have written it in standard form. Again, standard form meaning from highest to lowest exponent. Okay. All right, so there we go. And it's good to check because like right here, for instance, I made a mistake going too quickly. I missed my x. So I go back there, I put that x in. So it's a good thing. Take an extra second. Do you have the same thing on your sketchpad that you typed in your answer box? Always make sure that's true. Okay, so here we're asked for the product. So let's remember what product means. It means to multiply, right? So we have 4c, and then we have the 2c squared plus 5c minus 8. And what we really need to do here is multiply the 4c to all 3 terms. Now, what we're going to do is the coefficient times the coefficient. So 4 times 2, 8. And then let's remember from our last unit, when we're asked to multiply the exponents, we actually add them. If you still need that little hint to put a 1 when you don't see an exponent, do that. 4 times 5 gives us 20. Then we got c to the first and c to the first, so that's going to give me c squared. Then you got 4 times -8 is -32. And then c, well, there's nothing else there, so boom, there we go. 8c squared plus 20c, sorry, 8c cubed plus 20c squared minus 32c. And again, it's already in that standard form. So I'm going to hit 8 and c on my keypad, squared plus 8c, my bad, to the third, or cubed is how we can say it, 20c squared minus 32c. Awesome. All right, so that's what we should have there. Again, another trinomial in this answer, written in standard form because highest, lowest exponent. Okay, here we're asked to multiply. So when we see those parentheses, it means multiply. So we showed how to do this by using the box. So I'm going to write my 2x minus 3 up here. It doesn't matter. You could put it on either side. And then I'm going to put my 4x and my plus 7 down here. So 4 times 2 is 8. And then x and x give me x squared. 2x and 7 give me 14x. So it's like a positive 14x. Negative 3 and 4 give me negative 12x. 7 and negative 3 give me negative 21. And then we need to write this in standard form and combine like terms. So I see the 8x squared has no like term. But then I can combine these terms. So I've got 14x minus 12x. 14 minus 12 is 2. So I get 2x minus 21. Another trinomial answer. I just need to type my answer into my box. So going slowly, 8x squared plus 2x minus 21. And it's in standard form from highest to lowest exponent. All right, next, I have a binomial times a trinomial. Okay, so in this case, I've got 2 terms times 3 terms. So I'm really doing the same thing here as what I did in the last problem. It's just now I've got to multiply more times. And then I'm going to have to combine more sets of like terms. Okay, so I see my x squared, I see my negative 4x, I see my negative 3, I see my 3x, and I put my 1. And now I just need to multiply into every box. So 3x times x squared is 3x cubed. X squared times 1 is just x squared. 1 times negative 4x is negative 4x. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. 3x times negative 4x is negative 12. Remember to add the exponents when we multiply, so x squared. 3x times negative 3 is negative 9x. Okay, now I need to combine the like terms and write it in standard form. So that's my highest individual exponent term. So I get 3x to the third. Then I combine here. So I've got negative 12x. Remember, this is like an implied 1. So negative 12 plus 1 is negative 11x squared. And then I've got negative 9x and negative 14x. It's going to give me negative 13x, and then I've got negative 3. All right, so now I need to write this in standard form. So highest, lowest exponents. Here we go. 3x. And then hit this button to get that exponent where you can put in whatever exponent you want. Remember to right-hand arrow click out of that. Minus 11x squared minus 13x minus 3. All right, and what would we call that? We call that a polynomial, specifically a 4-term polynomial. All right, so next, what about this one? So this asks me to find the perimeter. What does perimeter mean for a triangle, right? It just means to add up the terms. All right, so I'm going to do 3x plus x. Remember, it's like a 1x plus 2x. So 3x plus x plus 2x. Well, that's 1 plus 2 plus 3. So that's going to give me 6x. Okay, and now I'm going to switch colors for emphasis here that I'm working with my integer. I'm going to do 4 minus 5 minus 1. So let's do that. 4 minus 5 minus 1. So 4 minus 5 is negative 1. Minus 1 is negative 2. So 6x minus 2. And that would be my perimeter. I just added up the like terms. All right, so now what about the area? Well, let's remember, how do you find area of a rectangle? You multiply, right? So aren't we just going to do the exact same thing we did here, right? So actually, I'll be a little bit silly with it and just change this to looking. Can I just, hey, it already has it set up for me. So I'm going to set it up the same way, right? All right, so here we go. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. 2 times x is x, if you want to put the plus to remind yourself, you can do that. Negative 4 times 8 is, or sorry, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And now I need to combine the like terms, which is right here. So negative 12x and 2x is negative 10x. And you can always use your calculator here to check if you're ever unsure about stuff like that. All right, so now I've got my 3x squared, and then I've got my minus, and then again, I just combine these terms, same variable, same exponent. So minus 10x, and then the minus 8 there. So I go minus 8. And there we go. All right, so I just multiplied length times width. All right, lastly, for the error analysis question. So we look through here, right? So explain why and what's wrong. Well, I actually found the error right away. Bang, here we go, right? 4 times 2 is 8, but x times x should be x squared, right? So they did not follow exponent rules correctly. They should have added the 1 and 1 to get an exponent of 2. This meant they then combined the wrong like terms, right? Like as a result, they combined all this when they shouldn't have, okay? All right, that's our study guide review. Hope this helps.